Why did you drift apart from your family? I grew up in one of those families that looked perfect if you just glanced. Our holiday cards always had matching outfits and some corny tagline. We had dinner together every single night. On vacation, we wore color-coded shirts and collected mugs from every place we visited. People used to tell us we looked so happy. But inside the house, this quiet pressure never went away. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was the kind of pressure you only noticed if you stopped trying to meet it. My older brother had everything lined up for him. Varsity sports, top of his class, business degree, and a job at our dad's real estate firm by the time he was 22. My parents treated him like the family's investment that had finally paid off. My younger sister was impulsive and loud, but it worked for her. When she lashed out or skipped class, my mom would say she was just passionate. When I cried after being ignored, I was told I was being too sensitive. I was the middle one, the one who kept the peace. I figured out early that things stayed calm if I smiled and stayed quiet. When I had feelings that didn't match the script, I kept them to myself. I don't even realize how much I was disappearing into that role until I was out of the house. After college, I became a social worker. I knew it wasn't glamorous, but I felt I was doing something real. When I told my parents, my mom tilted her head and smiled in that polite way she always did when she disapproved. My dad said it was sweet, then immediately asked how I planned to pay off my student loans on that salary. I moved into a small apartment in the city, and they didn't visit once. They said it was too dangerous and not worth the drive. Then I fell in love. Her name was Alina, and she made me feel like I was allowed to take up space for the first time. When I introduced her to my parents over the phone, my mom said, "Oh," and nothing else. She didn't call for a week. My dad barely acknowledged it, and then commented on how life was already complicated enough. Still, I kept trying. I called every Sunday. I showed up for holidays. I brought Alina home for Thanksgiving one year, and watched my mom give her the kind of tight smile she used to give my old teachers when she didn't like my grades. My dad asked her what she did, and when she said she was a therapist, he replied that people were too soft these days. They only called her my friend, even after we'd been together for 3 years. At Christmas, my sister gave me a card that said, "Maybe next year you'll find a boyfriend." She laughed. Everyone laughed. I laughed too, and I hated how easy it was to fake it. The breaking point came in a way I didn't expect. I had pulled my mom aside after dinner and asked her just once to call Alina by her name. I said it kindly. I told her it hurt to see Alina treated like a stranger. She looked at me with that same practiced face and said, "We're trying, but maybe next time you should come alone. That might be easier for everyone." I stood there, holding a dish towel in one hand, and just nodded. I helped clean the kitchen, said goodbye to everyone, and drove home without looking back. After that, I didn't call. I didn't go back. Weeks passed, then months. No one reached out. No one asked why. They just let the silence settle in like dust. Now I live a different kind of life. My circle is smaller but feels fuller. Alina and I cook dinner and leave the dishes in the sink without guilt. Her parents send me texts that say things like, "We miss you," and mean it. Sometimes I still think about the version of my family I wished existed, but I no longer feel ashamed for letting go of the one that made me feel invisible.